Hey y'all, hey.
Hey yo, hey yo.
All right, y'all. Welcome. A spiritual detective. Lady Axis, if you fancy. And welcome to the chat. Welcome to tonight's live. Okay.
Yo, do.
Let me see who's in the chat.
Yo.
Miss Capricorn, she says, I fell asleep. If I fall asleep, she'll catch this live. Okay, Capricorn, I got your message. Shout out to you. Shout out to all my moderators. I appreciate all of you that is in the chat that will come or that will catch this live replay. Okay. Shout out to Realist. How you doing, sister? Angelique, hey friend. She say, hey SD, Miss Sexy Ray, my mind. How you doing? Miss Q, yes, I'm coming. I'm just running behind. That's all. Dari, how you doing? Colette Cole. She says, hey everyone. Hey Colette. How you doing? Robin. Welcome, friend. Nope, you right on time. I just started 2 minutes ago. Batman. Hey friend. Mimi. How you doing, sister?
Hi, sister.
Kuwana. Hey friend. Sherry. How you doing, boo? Natasha. Hey Bookie. Evelyn, hey, she say, hey, SDs, hello to all the mods and everyone. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, based off the looks of my thumbnail, okay, we got a whole lot to talk about. And I've been thinking about most of today. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my baby in the background. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. I tried. That's another reason why I was late. Just trying to wait for her to go to sleep. She's just not going to sleep. So it is what it is. But just let me know if you can hear me clearly and I'll just keep going.
I don't know.
Let's give me a quick yes in the chat.
Mommy.
Okay. Tasha says she can hear me clearly. Good. Okay. All right then. Okay. Got y'all. Thank y'all. I say yes. Okay. So I have some issues right now with uh Naziyah Harris case, okay? In regards to Naziyah. Y'all know I have been very vocal about how I felt about everybody that was responsible for Naziyah. I've questioned everybody that has been connected to Naziyah. I've also made it very clear that I am for justice for Naziyah. With that being said, justice for Naziyah means to me, okay, let me do a quick disclaimer as well. This is for entertainment purposes only. Anything that I say and will say, okay, is alleged and in my opinion, which I am entitled to, also in alignment with the copyright law, okay, down at the bottom of the screen that you see going across. Also trigger warning for a lot of people, okay? I may trigger you out throughout this live, okay? I may say something you don't agree with, and that's okay. You're not me, I'm not you, and if you do resonate with what I'm saying, kudos, okay? I see a lot of comments and things. I don't really care. All right. Hey, Brown baby doll. I see a lot of comments about, anyway. Let me finish saying what I was saying. So, as far as justice for Naziyah, to me, what that looks like is exposure to everything that could have been prevented, that should have been prevented, measures that could have been taken, people being exposed, operations being exposed, systems being exposed that could have protected Naziyah and those children that are there. Okay. This is for any child, honestly. When I say justice for Naziyah, that means truth. Okay. That means, especially when we got a child missing and unalive and nobody, possibly unalive and nobody. They have yet to discover the body of this child. So to me, everybody is questionable and everybody is guilty to proven innocent in my eyes. I've said that since day one. Yes, things along the line has made me side eye others more than others in Naziyah's family. But as of today, I have a lot more questions. Actually, I've written down some questions that I felt like I should have asked a while ago when I was in when I did have the opportunity. Like, for instance, when I had Kiwana and Jernell on my platform, there were questions that I should have asked. And I sat here today. You have to stop.
Mama.
Yes. Okay. But not just them. Not just them. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. But see, at the time of the interview / conversation that I had with Kiwana and Jernell, it was a lot going on. And it was like an impromptu thing. Okay. I really didn't have the questions written down that I should have. And it was late at night. It was a lot of things going on. My baby was still woke. It was just a lot at that time. But it was an opportunity, so I took it. But as I go back and I listen to certain things, interviews, conversations, the amount of time that everybody has said that they known Jarvis was a child predator. Okay. It's really mind-boggling. And I felt like those were the questions that I should have dived more deep into. Those were the questions that I should have focused more on. Hey, Sunshine. She say, hey, Isis in chat. Bushes. Shout out to all the bush watchers. Shout out to everybody that's going to catch this replay. And shout out to any of Naziyah Harris's family that also is in the chat or from the bushes or will catch this replay. And I just want to let y'all know that this is not to bash anybody, or this is not to attack anybody, but I have questions. Okay. Now, if any of Naziyah Harris's family, including Kenya and Roxy at this point, have anything to say to me personally, you can always email me something, or you can email me what you have to say, or you can jump in the chat or the comments like Jernell did the other day, and she corrected me on, which I had already corrected myself on, but she decided to comment and say that the party had took place in February of 2022 from my last live. Okay, so apparently they do watch, although I'm not in direct communication with any of Naziyah's family at this point. But I say all this to say, Jernell in particular mentioned, and Kiwana also mentioned in that interview at the Community Advocate, right, that they had been told that Shannon had been dealing with Jarvis since she was about 16. It was also said in that same interview that they knew,
Mama.
in particular, Jernell, she said she knew that Jarvis had been a pedo from about 12 years ago. Okay. Hey, Kaylin. Hey, how you doing? And I just wrote some things down because I didn't want to forget nothing. Jernell mentioned that she was told by Shannon and whoever that basically it was okay for Jarvis. I don't remember the exact thing that she said, but I could pull up the interview and you guys can listen to it because I wrote down timestamps. Okay. But she said the reason why I guess she didn't necessarily push the issue is because Shannon had said that he was in the clear. Basically, he was in the clear. That was that. Now, this was 12 years ago, y'all. Okay. And in 2009, Shannon was 16. Shannon and her twin graduated high school in 2011. There's a picture on Shannon's page where I posted before. I posted it. I wonder if I should just pull up. Like, is anybody in the chat listening? Because I feel like I'm talking to myself. I don't see any comments. Like, what's going on? Are y'all just listening to what I'm saying? Because I feel like I may be all over the place. And that's because I have a lot of strong feelings about what I'm getting ready to dive into. Okay. So I'm trying to control. I am going to control my. Okay. Y'all here. Okay. I see y'all. Okay. The issue that I have with Naziyah's family is the knowing. It is the knowing. Hey, Unique Ways. Hustle Scrubs, how you doing? Mimi, she said she listened. Hey, Jalen. It was the knowing, okay? Justice for Naziyah means exposing everything that could have potentially led to Naziyah's disappearance, SA, physical abuse, trauma, and ultimately her disappearance. The fact that the family is not willing to even go in depth in detail about their family history is questionable to me. This is not the time for secrecy, because I feel like every single event that took place where the family member had the opportunities 12, 16 plus years ago, when the family was aware that Jarvis was indeed a registered non-compliant SO at the time. At this point, and this is not to take away from anything that any family member done from the year 2002 until now, that could have potentially saved Naziyah or saved her and the other children or anything like that. But we're talking about history that goes far beyond 2022. And the secrets that this family holds. If you are a whistleblower for the justice of children, in my opinion, you need to be just that. You need to whistle blow and blow their asses to shame. Blow the roof off this motherfucker and expose everybody. Tell what happened to Annette. Tell what happened to her mother. Tell it. Tell about all the times that you've seen these children be abused and what exactly happened. Tell us why Jarvis didn't get his ass beat, stomped out 12 plus years ago. That's what I want to know. Hustle Scrub says it seems like most of the women in this family were just thirsty to have a man around. Could be. Could have been. Definitely Annette, Shannon, and Marquita for sure. Okay. Okay. In the interview, with Jarnell and Kiwana on Community Advocate, Jarnell mentioned that she is good friends with Jarvis's cousin and that she knew Jarvis was a sex offender 12 years ago because there was an incident that took place where he was arrested and she just so happened to stumble across Jarvis's record. Okay. Hey, Angie, welcome back. I have a lot of questions. Oh, no. I also responded to Jarnell's question. I mean, her comment that she left in my last video's comment where she was correcting me about the year that the birthday party had took place. I responded to her comment and I asked her what type of other measures did anybody else in the family, close friends of the family, take within the year 2013 to 2021. I didn't receive a response. Okay. If you want to see that comment, just go through the comments. You'll see it. I'm sure. I don't know. But I wanted to know, okay, you're correcting me about a year, 2022, when this party happened. But years prior, as she mentioned in the Community Advocate interview, that there was another incident that took place years prior to that party, and that same little girl with other children was at Shannon's house in Clinton Township, because she said it was at the location before the location Shannon is at now. We know that Shannon is at Annette's house. So prior to that, she was in that Section 8 house that Jarnell left for Shannon, where we all can see based off photos. Okay, I hate to be talking and I ain't got my photos. Like, let me see. Because there's photos on Shannon's page. Or maybe y'all could just go do your own research here. There's photos of Jarvis in that kitchen on Shannon's page. So that lets me know. And Jarnell did say that Jarvis was the main reason that Shannon had got evicted. Okay. So it's clear that Jarvis was in that apartment or townhome, whatever the fuck it was. He was there. Okay. 12 plus years ago, if Shannon was dealing with Jarvis in 2009, she would have been 16. Mind you, he's supposed to have went to prison for messing with the child between the ages of 13 and 15. He was supposed to do 9 years. I don't think he did 9 years if he was messing with Shannon at 16, and allegedly he had been messing with Marquita first. And also, Lady was the one that introduced Jarvis to the family. But I'm kind of questioning that too, because Jarnell said that she's cousins with Jarvis's cousin or family or relative. So how this family, Jarvis family, and the Harrises came into contact with each other, we know that it was by way of the family. And we know that Jarvis was around Annette when she was around Marquita and Shannon when they were 16, allegedly, per their words from this interview. Okay. So could it be a possibility that Shannon and Marquita were around Jarvis when they were even younger? Who knows? Because in 2005, if he was messing with Shannon in 2009, he didn't do the full 9 years. He only did about 4 years and probably got released early, went to a halfway house. Something happened in between there if he had communication with Shannon at that time. To my knowledge, Kiwana and Jarnell are between 40 and 43. Okay. Jarnell says she came back into Shannon and Marquita's life, or more active, when they graduated from high school. That was in 2011. And there are pictures to prove that on Shannon's page. She's in the photos. Okay. She said, like I said, after Shannon had her first daughter, Janiyah was with Jarvis when Jarvis went to jail, was getting locked up, and somebody had to come pick the baby up because he had the baby in his care at the time. And that's when she stumbled across his record. That is a huge gap. 12 years is a huge gap. She said that she approached Shannon. She said that Shannon gave her a poor excuse, but she didn't elaborate on what else she did in the meantime besides make sure that Jarvis became compliant at some point between the 12 years on the sex offender registry. Fast forward to 2022. Okay, so you see the gaps, is what I'm saying. It's gaps. How was Jarvis allowed to be around this family for at least 12 years and nobody whooped his ass? Nobody made sure they reported him to the right authorities. He wasn't supposed to be around children at all. Okay, he wasn't supposed to be around children at all. Okay, he is a sex offender to the 3rd degree. To the 3rd degree. Okay. So he was convicted on Halloween of 2005. He was convicted. Now, we know Shannon and Annette knew. It's safe to say that Jarvis' sister knew. I don't care what y'all say. Okay? I don't care what y'all say about her not knowing that her brother went to prison for touching a child between the ages of 13 and 15. Jarnell also mentioned that Jarvis's favorite number is 13 and that he says it all the time. So I'm wondering, how involved was Jarvis with this family? I hear a lot of the family members say they didn't know Jarvis like that. When they seen Jarvis, he didn't say much. He was distant. And I just find that odd, and I find that strange that you know so much about a person that you didn't talk to. You didn't that avoided you at all costs, or you avoided them, or they were standoffish, or whatever the case was. Okay? It was also mentioned in this interview that Jarnell said Florence, she was like naming Annette's kids, and she was going by the first child did this. Okay, let me go to my notes because I wrote it down. She said the first child ran away. Okay, her Annette's first child is Anthony Gamble. Okay, Annette is a Gamble. This is per Kiwana and Jarnell. They told me this. Annette is a Gamble. Okay. And like I said, because I know y'all might catch this replay, and I'm entitled to have questions. If it ruffle your feathers, that's unfortunate because I have genuine concerns. If you want to have a genuine conversation around these questions that I'm getting ready to dive into, specifically Naziyah's family, like I said, reach out to me via email. Now, she said Annette's first child ran away at a very young age. She said the second child stayed home till they was about 18 and went to school. She said the third one, which I'm assuming was Naziyah's mother, she ran away at 13, allegedly due to sexual abuse and physical abuse. The fourth one ran away at 16. The fifth one, which I'm assuming could be Florentino, he left at 17, 18. Now we all know who he went to go be with. Florentino went to go be with Kenneth, because Kenneth said that Florentino went with him when he turned 18. But anybody with common sense will know that he was around way before he turned 18. And I don't believe they met on a chat line either. Everything is too damn connected. Okay. Jarnell said over the years, she would tell Shannon she needed to leave Jarvis, and that Jarvis didn't treat her right or her children. She looked on the SO registry and noticed that Jarvis was not compliant and called to have Jarvis report and be re-enlisted. She mentioned that Jarvis's many baby mothers are 18 and possibly younger. I'm adding that part. And that there was an incident that was taking place between Shannon and Jarvis throughout those years, where Jarvis was being accused of getting an 18-year-old pregnant at the time, but she don't know what came of that. Okay. She also said that Shannon would have had 6 children. She also said that Shannon would have had 6 children. Now, at what point could Shannon have had been pregnant with the 6th child? Could it be in 2008 when Shannon has on that light brown shirt and her stomach appears to be very pregnant? She would have been about 15. Because remember, 2009, she was 16. And the numbers ain't numbering, so we know Jarvis may not have done the full bid that he was supposed to based off the charge that he had. He probably got out sooner. Okay. Let me see the comment. Say, I don't either, because didn't he say he's been knowing Annette way longer? He did say that, to my knowledge. Say there are a lot of loose ends in this saga. And honestly, I feel like I've been played with. I feel like I've been bamboozled in a way. I feel like I definitely, now I've always said this before I even came into contact with Kiwana or Jarnell, how I felt about Roxy, Kenya not really knowing Naziyah. Well, Roxy anyway. I think Kenya knew Naziyah more than Roxy did because she was very close to Annette, although she denies it. However, Kenya mentioned that she knew of Kenneth. That's what made my antlers go like, hold up. Because if Kenya wasn't around Annette like she say she was, how is it that you had so many encounters with Kenneth? Why was it that Kenya questioned Annette about having Kenneth around and if he had touched any of the children? Why did she ask Annette that? What prompted her to ask that question to Annette? You saying, where was the family at that's older than Janelle and Kiwana? It looks like nobody did anything until Naziyah. Yeah, that's interesting. And this is what I mean. It's like, I feel like people like, well, it's about justice for Naziyah. It's about Naziyah. It's about Naziyah. It's about Naziyah. But it's like all of this ties into justice for Naziyah. When you can truly expose everything, not wait, not sit on it, not withhold information. And it's like I've said since day one, I believe anybody until they give me a reason not to. I have been given reasons not to believe the people connected to Naziyah time and time and time again. Because of the contradictions, because the lack of information that they want to give. They only want to put out certain informations and only expose certain things within the family. This is children that we're talking about. This is not the time to withhold information. This is the time for you to say what you seen, what you heard, what happened to you. What type of operation is this sick ass family running? Why didn't you say nothing 12 years ago? 12 plus years ago. Because according to Janelle, there were family members that said Shannon was dealing with Jarvis when she was 16. So that puts us at 16 years ago plus. Where was the justice then? I've sat, I've listened, I've conversed. I didn't judge until I had a reason to judge and question shit. But when the math ain't mathing, when the numbers not aligning, when the testimony's not making sense, when there are so many loopholes, inconsistencies, now I got to sit back and go back to the drawing board. Now I got to sit back and go back to these interviews, go back to conversations, go back and listen. Again, I decided to pull away from Naziyah's family. I decided to remove myself because I felt like I was getting cloudy in my mind. It was becoming overwhelming. And I needed to distance myself in a sense because I don't want to miss valuable information. And I don't want to give out misinformation. And I don't want to seem like I'm being controlled by somebody else and their narratives that they want me to push out on my platform. Yes, I am justice for Naziyah. That's another thing, that 40 years of CPS and reports. It was said to me by Kiwana that she knows all of the family's deep, dark secrets. That ma'am says there's 40 years of CPS reports. So at some point, somebody had to say something. Question is who and why aren't they speaking? Well, it's been said that Janelle can't speak at this point because her job is on the line. They're threatening to remove her or from school or whatever she got going on. Okay. That's it, sunshine. Because I cannot lose focus. And I can't operate from a space of biasness now. Okay. I'm not going to operate from a space of being biased or or you know, putting myself in a position where it's like, oh, I ultimately believe you over them. No, I feel like everybody is questionable. It always been. Did I give them credit for what they did do in 2022 when it came to the things that we know that they did because we have the proof of the reports to prove that? Yes. But I don't know how I missed. I don't know if I put it in the back of my mind that Janelle said that she knew about it 12 years ago. But I feel like I didn't elaborate on that enough. I don't. Naziyah deserves answers. The children that are now damaged behind the secrecies in this family deserve answers and justice. Marquita's son, according to witnesses around Marquita and her son, He is a Jarvis, allegedly. That's what Marquita's boyfriend described Marquita's son as. That says a lot. That says a lot to me. And the fact that lady knew about the abuse, the fact that lady didn't even protect her own children, the fact that lady knew exactly what her family was about, her mother was about, she did nothing to protect Naziyah or Vari. Kenneth Greer claims that he doesn't know the Harrises. He don't know the Harris family. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. He knows Florentino, just like Kenneth Mitchell knows Florentino. He claims that he doesn't go to the church. He don't have no dealings with Kenneth Mitchell's church, but you still friends with that pastor, Herman Stacy, the archbishop over at that Shalom church. They're all fucking connected. I'm gonna get to the comments. Give me a minute. See, the thing though that I know that's going to happen. We got 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Bushwasher. Shout out to everybody that liked this video. I see we got 50 likes. Thank you. Okay. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Okay. But what I do know is things are going to no, I don't care how hard or they try to mask the truth from coming out, how much withholding of information they do. The truth is going to prevail. The more we speak about it, the more we spot the inconsistencies, the more we dig, we will find out the truth. I truly believe that. I'm going to stand on that. And the truth is justice for Naziyah. The absolute truth is justice for Naziyah, because it's the turning of the blind eyes. It's the lack of reporting a known sex offender around children to the sergeants, to whoever you needed to report his ass to make sure that he was not around these children. Not make sure he's compliant with the sex offender registry. I'm talking about why wasn't he removed all the way around? He is not supposed to be around children. Probably not Kenneth either. Neither one of the Kenneths. Eric Gamble, tier 3. Although he assaulted an adult. But grape, that's a major thing. The family knew about Eric's conviction. They knew. And they also they were standing on the fact that he didn't do it. He was wrongfully accused, that Eric Gamble's son had the paperwork to prove that he didn't do it. Why have that? Oh, and that he showed Mark D this paperwork that allegedly he has to prove the innocence of his father. But I've already showed y'all the court documents that was posted on Phone Jones' YouTube channel. And I've also read to you guys his pleading letter that he wrote to the judge, not to say that he wasn't guilty, but to say that he will never do it again, and he was out of his character. Also, keep in mind, like I said, the family knew about these charges and what he had done to that lady and how he assaulted that lady. It was also known per Kenneth Mitchell. He said he seen Eric Gamble trying to come on, or he heard about Eric Gamble trying to come on to lady, okay, Naziyah's mother. She went darting out the room where she was at with Eric Gamble and saying that he was trying to hit on her and do things to her, whatever the case was that took place inside of that bedroom in Annette's house. Why was lady living with Eric Gamble in Ohio? If you know what type of person he is, and see, couldn't Naziyah have been at Eric Gamble's house? Or was Eric Gamble at Naziyah's grandmother's house, Annette, when he was touching on her like he was in that video? It's also a known fact that Eric is a drunk, and that is his normal behavior. Kiwana made it clear that Eric Gamble never came on to her. That wasn't her experience with Eric Gamble. But he indeed was a drunk. This is what I mean. Stop playing. This is not a joke. Stop withholding information. If you seen something, why didn't you say something? Eric Gamble ain't just start doing what the fuck he was doing when we seen it on camera. We just happened to see it on camera. Thank you, Naziyah, for posting it. Thank you for posting as many videos as you did. Because there's a lot that you guys, the family of Naziyah, wouldn't have told us. You would have just been banking on the fact that they got Jarvis in custody and, oh, we got somebody to convict and blame the shit on. Not saying that he ain't guilty, because he is. It's all get out. But I wonder, what would we have known about this family if Naziyah didn't post the hundreds of videos that she did on social media throughout the years? We wouldn't have known about the refrigerator being chained up. Thank you, Kenneth, for posting the video with that massive ass laboratory refrigerator in Annette's house. Thank you. Because now we have another aspect of this demonic ass fucking family, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off because don't fucking play with me. Don't play with the people that genuinely care about justice for Naziyah. Don't act like you gave a fuck when you knew this motherfucker was a pedo 12 plus years ago. It took for Naziyah's life to be possibly taken, her to be abducted, trafficked, harvested, organs donated, maybe. I don't fucking know. For a little bit of the depths and darkness within this family. And then you want to get out here and play and give information, tell half truths, like you don't know what the fuck been going on. I know DPD dropped the ball. I know CPS dropped the ball. But I'm dealing with the family right now. I'm dealing with the family who was responsible for Naziyah. That lady and that damn daddy of Naziyah's didn't give a fuck either. That nobody is fucking innocent. Janelle said that Kiwana was around Naziyah more than she was. You had to have seen something worse than what y'all want to tell the public. And again, this is my opinion, my observation, my conclusions, until I get a reason to think otherwise. I had an epiphany. That's what's happening. Let me look at some of the comments. Hey, oh brother. Mm-hmm. She said, you can't imagine Jarvis being so open to discuss his charges about SA. I think he told Shannon and the family that the girl lied about her age, etc. What difference do that make? Unique. That's the point that I'm making. Clearly, Kenneth Greer is in total denial. He says that the girl lied on him, his niece. Mm-hmm. So we know that sexual predators is not going to openly disclose that information and just be like, I'm a registered SO. Do you think that you would still want to deal with me? I don't think it happened that way. Of course not. Janelle says she stumbled across his record and his registry status. So that means whether Shannon told her or Jarvis told her or not, the awareness was there. So we wonder, who do we point the finger at when it comes? Do we point? Is it Annette's fault? Is it Shannon's fault? Is it Jarvis's fault? Is it his family's fault? Is it Kenya's fault? Is it Roxy? Is it Janelle? Is it Kiwana? Is it anybody else that we don't know their names of in this family structure and dynamic that is to blame outside of CPS, DPD? Okay. The school, all of these other systems. Who do we blame? Who do we first look at? Janelle says she has family that works for CPS or that works for the state or that works in law enforcement. Okay. So one of those. Okay. She knows people that works in these type of places. Where was these connections utilized within these 12 years to get Jarvis locked up for violating being around children when he wasn't supposed to be. He wasn't even supposed to be around his own motherfucking children. He wasn't. Y'all say Annette is to blame. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because she absolutely knew. I think, I'm going to say this. Anybody that was in the knowing is to blame. Anybody that was in the knowing of Jarvis's background at any point prior to Naziyah's disappearance or prior to 2022, when the ball was dropped by CPS and DPD in the school system, prior to that, they all to blame if you knew. Simple. If you knew, let it ride out, because Jarnell and Shannon were thick as thieves. That's what she said. They traveled together. They went out together. Go look on Shannon's page. It's there. Over the years, they have spent a lot of time together. So if we can see that they spent that amount of time together and Kiwana was closer, per Jarnell's words, than she was, Kenya was closer, per Kiwana's words, than she wants to admit. Roxy was closer to Shannon because she chose to go against her own mother when Kenya ratted out the whole family drama around Chester molester Jarvis. She was going against Kenya at that time because of Shannon and Marquita and her being close to them. So, do we just blame Annette? I should turn the comments off. I really should. Say, I can't imagine Jarvis being so open. Okay, I read it already. She said, yeah. You say nothing is going to be solved. They all lie. And see, that's the problem. As long as the lies are there, it's a void of the truth, which means Jarvis may be the only one that get prosecuted. But the blood of Naziyah is on a lot of people's hands. The disappearance of Naziyah is on a lot of people's hands. You may get away with it physically, but spiritually, you will be dealt with. And I say that with my chest. DPD dropped the ball on a lot of cases. It is the family's responsibility to protect their children, period. It is the family's responsibility to protect their children, all of them. DPD is a system. There's no love there. They don't care. It's about money, and it's about making themselves look like they Captain Save-A-Ho. We're here for the people. They ain't here for the people. They never was here for the people. The law enforcement is here to enforce their law, and that's it. To make sure they maintain power over the citizens the people. So DPD is not to blame first. They are to blame at a point. Yes. But first, it's that motherfucking family. A lot of us have toxic families. A lot of us do. But certain shit ain't gonna fly even in a toxic family, a dysfunctional ass family. We're talking about incest to the highest degree. We're talking about pedophilia to the highest possible degree. That's not the typical toxic family problems. Yes, incest happens quite often in families, but does it lead to a child being disappeared and unalived? And no, that's not normal. Incest, not normal. This is dysfunction. Every time a question is asked, they want to throw up. Every time a serious ass question is asked, they want to throw up. Oh, this is not just an Annette problem. This is not just our family problem. This is a community problem. And granted, we do have a problem as a community when it comes to protecting children in general. We do have a community problem when we turn a blind eye to other people's situations because it don't got nothing to do with me. That ain't my family. That ain't, we turn a blind eye in that sense, which ain't right, which ain't never been right. Somebody got to say something and stand up for something. But when questions are asked that could potentially help bring truth and more context to the toxicity and dysfunction depths within this family. Oh, no, we ain't dealing with that right now. This is about Naziyah. This is about Naziyah. All of it is about Naziyah and the other children. All of it. Y'all not gonna change my mind. Like, if you don't, like I tell y'all all the time, if you don't agree, that's fine. Okay, it's many things that I know that I don't speak on. It's many things that I know that I won't speak on. Not now. But it's a lot of things that we all know and can see and can hear and can use our own discernments and come up with the conclusion of what's actually happening here.
Mama. 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 Mama.
Hold on. Let me go up these comments.
No. Not this.
Okay. Carmel say you own one tonight, SD. Yeah, because I'm frustrated. I'm fed up with the lies. I'm fed up with the withholding of informations. I'm fed up with the lack of concern, the lack of promptness, the lack of urgency that lacked within this family. I'm fed up with that. I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. I think it's poor excuses all over the place. I think it's exploitation going on within that as well. The lies pisses me off. You say, oh, that boy's your blood. That poor child was never loved or protected. Unique say at the B-Day party, Shannon mom sounds suspicious of Jarvis' whereabouts as if he was still living the life as he probably can't claim he stopped missing. The fact of the matter is, what was Naziyah at that party anyway? Jarvis come cutting his goofy ass around that corner and no Naziyah in sight. I did hear somebody say, "Where is Tuda or Tuda, whatever how you pronounce it?" I did hear them say that really quick right before she said what she said to Jarvis. Where was Naziyah at then? Why is all the kids at this table amongst all of these adults and Naziyah's nowhere in sight? Even when he turned the camera pointing towards Jarvis in that little hallway part walking into the dining room, where was Naziyah? I thought when you sing happy birthday, everybody is around the fucking birthday cake singing happy birthday. Where was Naziyah at then? Why was it going on so long? Say Jarvis wanted that baby unalive, not her. And he effed around and unalived her with antifreeze. See, we don't know that. We just assuming. We don't really know that. But possibly. You say it happened in seconds. The lady on IG who drinks was they said the effects happened within minutes. Okay. I don't know nothing about that lady. You say, I'm sure you probably felt played with. This family is demonic, starting from the top, which leaks down to the kids. Marquita's son. Insane. Insane. But see, I'll allow you to feel like you playing with me because I'm observing. I'm an observing person. Go ahead, we can talk, we can converse, and it'll all make sense until it don't. The moment I feel like it's no longer making sense and it's no longer resonating with the frequency of truth, now I gotta go. Now I gotta go. And now I gotta go listen to some things. Now I gotta go figure out some things. Now I gotta go back to the drawing board. Okay. To say you are for justice for Naziyah and to be justice for Naziyah is two different things. Two different damn things in my eyes. Say so. I do believe the whole family did know about the charges. So to me, this is the reason why it looks like the family act like they didn't know when they all really did, because something happened to Naziyah. And it makes me wonder if nothing happened to Naziyah, what measures would have been taken? If Shannon didn't supposedly take that conversation to Jarnell, and Jarnell said Shannon called her and told her about the party and that the little girl was lying and that it happened some time before, years before as well, but the little girl was lying. Jarnell said, well, no, she ain't lying. You know, kids don't lie about stuff like that, granted. But I wonder before 2022, or if Naziyah didn't come up missing, who really would have been trying to do all that they could to save those children? The family claimed they didn't know until 2022. Jarnell says she did know about Jarvis' background 12 years ago, but the rest of the family say they didn't know until 2022. Besides the family member that communicated to Jarnell and Kiwana that they knew when Shannon was 16. Y'all, my Wi-Fi just went out the blue. I mean, everything shut down in the house. Just out the blue.
You said what?
I'm on live. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Because I gotta make. Oh, okay. Y'all can hear me. Okay. Good. Yeah. That's when I know I'll be speaking facts and I'll be ruffling feathers. Because this is a spiritual thing, y'all. This is a spiritual thing and a spiritual war. It's not ironic that my Wi-Fi is plugged up. I'm looking at it. It's plugged up. It had no reason to just go down and shut down all of my electronics right here in my whole house. Everything. My kids woke up like, what happened? What happened to Wi-Fi? What's going on? It's not ironic and it's not a coincidence. Somebody doesn't want me to dig. Somebody don't want us to dig or speak about the truth that we see and the truth that we discern here. They don't want it out. The only reason that I could see a person withholding valuable information in a case where a child has gone missing is because they all got something to hide. That's it. It's no in between. It's no maybe they just trying to. Who are you protecting? Who the fuck are you protecting by withholding information? It ain't Naziyah because she gone. Whoever the fuck got her, who had her, who know where she at, she gone now. Where was this fucking protection when Naziyah needed it? Don't try to shut me down. I'm divinely guided and protected at all times. That's what you got to know. But don't ever fucking play with me. Especially when it comes to these children. Don't ever. None of y'all. I don't care. I'm not DPD. I'm not a detective that's working for this corrupt ass system. I'm a spiritualist and I'm a real one. And I deal with the truth. The truth will prevail in this case and in any case that I feel connected to and that I am guided to dive into. This is what I know. So all of the information that we know to be true and that I know to be true may not make it to that courtroom. But there is a spiritual court. And you must answer. You must answer. No stone will go unturned. I can guarantee it. No stone. Every opportunity that you had to protect the great mother's children, you should have taken it. Fuck that fucked up family. Fuck what you trying to protect. Fuck what you trying to protect from being exposed. I wouldn't give a goddamn when it came to my children and in my family. I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't be making excuses for a motherfucker that I seen. It would have never came out my mouth that Eric Gamble was wrongfully accused. That would have never came out my mouth after I seen that video of him and Naziyah. That would have never came out my mouth. I don't give a fuck what his son said. And mind you, he's never sent none of y'all the paperwork. He ain't showed Mark D a fuck thing. He ain't showed Mark D shit. Mark D, if he said he's seen that paper proving Eric Gamble's innocence, that motherfucker is lying. Because Eric Gamble is on the registry today. Make it make sense. Huh?
Mama.
You try to silence me? I can't be silenced. And I can't be stopped. I'm a force all by my lonesome to be reckoned with. I am. Can't shut me up. Once I see the truth, I can't unsee the truth. And this ain't about feelings. Facts over feelings. Justice over feelings. Truth over feelings. Protecting children over feelings. Over relationships. Over all that shit. I don't give a fuck about it. I'm a loner any fucking way. I don't give a fuck. I can be by myself and be okay. Give a fuck about none of that shit, man. Somebody lying. And a lot of you motherfuckers is lying. Tell a little truth and a whole bunch of lies. That's what's going on. And we got to try to figure out this little needle of truth and this haystack of bullshit ass lies from this fucked up family. And I refrain from saying the fucked up family in a general statement like that for a while, because I wanted to make sure that when I said fucked up family, bitch, I meant fucked up family. I've reached that point now. I've reached it. I've reached it. Because I never want to include anybody or create a picture of anybody that they don't deserve. Never. I gotta know facts. I gotta have my own communication with you, my own perception of you. Or if we ain't directly communicating, I can observe you at some point and I can hear what you say and what you don't say. And then I come up with my conclusion on my investigation. This is why I don't watch a lot of people. I hear this. I hear it. I hear what be going on a little here and there, unless I stream it with you guys. We watch it together. But other than that, I got to make sure that I stay in my mind and in my observations without clouded judgments, misinformation, lies, deception, because we're dealing with a very deceptive and dark ass family alone. That like to have cookouts and shit and act like go to church and, you know, have family dinners and come over for this party. Let this SO come in. Let Eric come on over. Come on, Kenneth. Come on, the other Kenneth. Come on in. This is a family affair. Sick. Why is it that we didn't hear about Kenneth Mitchell? And to some way, Shank found out. Somebody sent some information to him, or however it worked out. Why the fuck we didn't hear about Kenneth prior to? And then why was it that Kenya knew exactly who Kenneth was, and so did Kiwana? Why did we have to wait until we had to stumble across this information to know that Naziyah and Vari was going to his house with Florentino? I didn't see a comment saying that they didn't go. I didn't see a response saying that no, Naziyah never went and Vari never went. That didn't get cleared up. So far as I'm concerned, y'all knew. Say the bullshit. Go somewhere else with the bullshit.
Mama.
What is it? Everybody scared of Annette? What is it? Good morning, Purple. Say dark family, and I think they're putting out distractions. Energy been off. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. The energy around this Naziyah Harris case. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Janelle made it clear that she didn't leave her children at Annette's house. I wonder why. Because you knew the type of person that Jarvis was and who was around those children. Please stop. You knew. Naziyah should not be missing. Naziyah should not be missing. This family's incest and dysfunction goes far beyond Annette. Per the family's words, okay? Per the family. This goes far beyond Annette. Jarnell said her grandmother helped Annette get Anthony Gamble back, her oldest son that she had when she was 11, 12, or 13. It was the grandmother, Jarnell's grandmother, because you know Jarnell and Annette got the same father, different mothers. So as Jarnell said her grandmother, then she's possibly talking about her father's mother. Helped Annette get her son back. Anthony Gamble, her oldest son, wound up running away when he was a early teen due to the physical abuse. They say it wasn't sexual abuse. I beg to differ because the way things have been set up, it could have been. Who knows? They said it was physical abuse. He ran away. He stayed gone up until them pictures that we seen on Facebook with Annette and Anthony that she got on her Facebook. Y'all go, she got like 3 pages. Go find the pictures with her and Anthony. You will see him. Maybe that was the time he decided to come around the family that Janelle was talking about. Okay, move. Yep. Get from back there.
What?
Hey, Jarvis did it to the family, protected him for years. All these other characters, this is why she ain't been found. She shouldn't have never went missing. She shouldn't. That's my thing. Like, I get all that. I get all that. I get all that. But like I said, if you're a person that don't believe in coincidences and you know that there are instances that somebody could have taken, measures that somebody could have taken prior to Naziyah coming up missing, means that somebody dropped the ball over and over and over and over and over again. That's what I'm saying. We know CPS don't give a fuck. That ain't nothing new. They don't care. Foster care, they don't care where they place these kids. They don't care what type of family they're in. They don't care. So how can you blame a system totally that we know and are aware of that don't care for the whole thing? No. It's a matter of being more diligent in protecting our children. It's simply a matter of that. Whatever measures you need to take. Jarvis should have been removed from this family a long ass time ago, 12 plus years prior. When the family discovered who Jarvis was, when Shannon was told by Jarvis's sister who Jarvis was, when Annette was aware of who Jarvis was. But again, we're talking about a pedo ring all at the same time, where the church is involved, somebody's getting paid, there's a damn operation going on, a lot going on. Okay, it's a lot going on around this family dynamic. So Shannon knew about her being pregnant and told Jarvis to do something about it, and told Annette Jarvis will handle the baby. Annette probably told her he better, and was looking stupid when she went missing. He said Jarvis should have come up missing. Bingo. That's what I was waiting on. That's exactly what should have happened. It's like, was y'all scared of Jarvis and Annette? It ain't like they ain't got no men in their family. He should have been taken care of. They should have been handled his ass. Been. With the amount of men that they attached to that don't mind going to prison, that don't mind getting, doing the bid, doing a big one. That would have been the perfect opportunity for you to exercise all of them fucking the shit that you do. He would have been the perfect target. I'm just not understanding it. And I guess I just never will understand it completely, because I feel like it could have been prevented. That's just what I feel like. So It's a possibility that Jarvis was around Naziyah before she was even born. It's a possibility that Jarvis was around his family before Naziyah was even born. And in the reports, it states that he definitely did touch Janiyah. Janiyah was the listed victim. So we know that to be actual factual. That is in the report from 2022. Viral, where are you getting this information from? You seem to know exactly what happened to Naziyah. Where are you getting this information from? Then Shannon denied the fact that it wasn't Janiyah, or no, he didn't do that to his daughter. My kids always asking for their daddy. What the fuck do that have to do with anything? Just because your kids ask for their daddy, that means he's not being abusive to them. Kids are forgiving. That don't mean they're not being abused. It's been said that lady was at the hotel that Jarvis and them go to around the time that Naziyah came up missing. This is why people was blaming it on Lady, because Lady was indeed in town. They claimed that Lady was the one that made the report to the police, but before making the report, she was in a car with Shannon and Annette going to the so-called school to see if Naziyah was there on January 9th, 2024. She asked her mother why we ain't at the police station. She had came up with some stupid ass excuse. Annette did. And we know that to be facts because she didn't go make the report until the very next day, according to Journal, around 12 p.m., not 8 a.m. Then, according to Kenneth Mitchell, Vari know exactly where Naziyah is. And everybody's looking in the wrong places. Well, thanks for at least connecting us to the church, Kenneth. Thanks for doing that. Because now we can see exactly what's been going on there, where them kids was going. It's pictures of Janiyah and Marquita's daughter with two other girls on Sharon Stacy, the wife of that pastor's Facebook page. So the kids were definitely there, and the kids were definitely probably being. It's so sick. It's so sick. We have to even question their motives behind taking pictures of these kids. Why are y'all taking pictures of the kids? Why? Why are y'all recording the kids? Why? Is it to auction them off in a way that looks like they're not being auctioned? What is it? They did say he Googled antifreeze, but we don't know for a fact if he gave her antifreeze, especially if we don't have a body to confirm that. We can speculate all day long. We can say, we could come up with different narratives in our minds, but we don't actually know until they have a body with an autopsy. And at this point, we may not never have the satisfaction of them saying we found Naziyah's body. We may never have that if she's unalive. We don't even know that to be true. They have to prove that he indeed unalive Naziyah. That has to be proven. A charge is one thing, a conviction is another. She said, what if Shannon Googled it? What if she did? We don't know who had Jarvis' phone. We don't know if he had more than one phone. We don't know if, he was by himself that night or not. Unless they ping everybody's phone. And everybody. The sister, Tijuana, Cordell, Shannon, Annette, Naziyah's electronics, ladies, Marquitas, the places who his phone tracked that place on Alexander, all of that. Because what we do know is somebody was playing with the evidence and planting it all over the fucking city. We do know that. They just been playing. Trying to distract the public, the case, keep people from finding Naziyah. They don't want nobody to look. They don't want nobody else to be charged. They only want to charge Jarvis. Oh, really? Evangelist, he ain't no evangelist. Kenneth Mitchell, just a minute, that he is connected and have family members and Freemason and Eastern Star. And people need to watch what they say to hell because they watch his live. Christian, I guess. Oh, wait, admitted. Okay, he said admitted that he is connected. And I could believe it. Kenya had on an Eastern Star on one of her videos. Eastern Star hat. They probably all know each other. This is what I'm telling y'all. They all are acquainted with one another. From the family to the church, to CPS to DPD, to the military. All over. To Diddy. This shit probably go to Diddy, as far as I'm concerned. How is it that Diddy got what is it, 160 something connections in Detroit? How? Oh, okay, because it's depths to this shit. This shit go spread all over the USA. Doing this shit in plain sight, and we don't hear about it until one of our children come up missing because of the families be all in on it and everything. Hey, Kristen. She say, I wonder why the police doesn't want people to look for Naziyah anymore. You say because they found evidence of red antifreeze. Okay. Like I say, I don't believe none of it until I have actual facts. Thank you for your comment. Say, I'm sorry. I believe Shannon is just as guilty as Jarvis. I do too. That's what I'm saying. Jarvis may be the only one to get convicted of something in connection with Naziyah, but Naziyah's blood is on a lot of their hands. Nakisha, who are you again? You say, that you mentioned Cordell. I didn't know he used to talk to Shannon too. I listened to his testimony again, and I thought I heard him say that. Well, it's been said that he did, even outside of his testimony. It has been said that him and Shannon talked. And we know that Marquita's boyfriend also smashed her and Marquita, Shannon and Marquita together. He said that as well. So as much information as he called himself exposing of the family, he just liked them. He called them nasty, but you nasty too, sir. I forgot his name. Somebody leave that in the comment if you know Marquita boyfriend name. He called Shannon and Marquita nasty for sleeping with him, But you slept with 2 sisters. Make that make sense. Twins at that. You ain't no better than them. You nasty too. A dirty dog. You fit right on in with the Harrises. That's probably why they still fucking with each other. Oh, she don't deserve to be a mother. She don't deserve to. But you in the background with them at the bowling alley. Did we not see that? Was that not him in the background? If it wasn't, it sure looked like him. Having a good ass time. Who are you really, Annette? Who are you really, Annette? You not gonna be able to hide that long, ma'am. Time's a ticking. Time's a ticking. You will be exposed, and I mean fully exposed. Shannon got a post of somebody that passed away on her page. I guess it was one of her best friends. She left an old sentimental ass caption. Where was that energy at when Naziyah went missing? Where was the energy and the emotions on how you felt about your niece and how you miss your niece and how you just want her to come home? Y'all didn't say nothing. One thing come to mind. Y'all know where she at. You can't say, please come home. You can't even fix your mouth to say that because you know where she at. And that guilt is eating you from the inside out. Look at how you look. You and your sister. Look at y'all. Y'all mirror each other. You look horrible. Guilt is a motherfucker. Naziyah is going to continue to expose this family. I guarantee it. We're going to keep seeing things. We're going to keep seeing it and seeing it and hearing it and whatever and investigating. Because DPD and Kim Worthy want us to not do anything else in regards to this case. Let it be, wait for trial. That's it. That's it. But I beg to differ. It's beyond just that for me. It's beyond just that for me. Jarvis don't get no pass. Annette gave him a pass. Lady gave him a pass. Shannon gave him a pass. Marquita gave him a pass. The family up until 2002 gave him a pass. I don't give a fuck about him being going through what he went through, his mama friend at the age of 30. It was Jarvis's responsibility and his family's responsibility to get the help that he needed and not become a predator himself. So he gets no pass or no mercy from me. He's a monster. And monsters linked up. He took his monstrous ways to the Harris family and they linked up. They created this organization. They included the church. They were getting paid and probably still getting paid because she still got probably organs in that fucking laboratory refrigerator in her house. What do you got in a refrigerator, ma'am? Janelle said Annette has 7 children, I believe. And her kids, Florentino said Annette got 7 kids. I've only known ladies who have the 2 in her 20s. Lady was not 11, 12, 13 when she had Naziyah or Vari. Y'all got to do the math with the age of the children to the age of lady and put 2 and 2 together. She was not 18 when she had them kids. Now, did she get pregnant as a teen? Maybe so. If she was being sexually assaulted as a teen, maybe so. Could have been. You said no, King and Jarvis' sister is connected. Research, high school years. Jarvis' sister, a rock star. She has something with King. I could believe that. You say just the fact they didn't properly investigate this case is already criminal, so they going to just put it on him, but it's more involved. Yeah. Right. She said Annette has 7 kids. So I remember on 7 Mile Radio, Florentino was kind of the black sheep. They didn't really mess with him because of his sexuality. I doubt it. I don't think it was because of his sexuality if they made him out to be the black sheep. I just think all of Annette's kids are slow, and it's because of her. I think that Annette wanted him to go off with Kenneth, and that's exactly what she allowed him to do at the age of 18. 18 is not grown. This family also has that mindset of when you 18, you get out, you go, get out my house type of mentality. This family operate from that same mentality. So I believe Annette just wanted all of her kids gone at 18. You're no longer beneficial to her. She ain't getting no taxes for your ass. She ain't getting no money for you, really. So it will be no reason for you to remain under her household after the age of 18. So you need to figure something out. And if that's going to go to be with a grown man, then do it. She probably the reason that Florentino turned out battling his sexuality for turning a blind eye. Somebody touched Florentino too. Somebody definitely did something to Florentino. Yeah, she wanted them gone. Right. And then she get them foster kids. Right, Kaylin. She say get them foster kids, get the money back rolling. This is all transactional, conditional for Annette. Then you know what they do? Oh, my mama ain't dysfunctional. She ain't dysfunctional. She just stern. No, your mama hates you. Okay? Your mother hates you. She's a monster. Hey, what's the word for the day? So yeah, she used to drink and chill with King. I don't put it past her because if King been friends with Jarvis for some years and Tijuana is cool with Jarvis more than she liked to portray, then it will make sense. King and Jarvis is like best friends. King seemed like a womanizer to me, a manipulator. He seems like that to me. Seemed like he could be. And Naziyah's so-called biological father ain't shit either. He wasn't shit either. He didn't want to protect Naziyah. He claimed he was looking for Naziyah over the years. If you really wanted to find your child, you would have. If you really wanted to protect your child, you would have. I heard he was a killer. Why you didn't do nothing to Jarvis? This is what I would have asked him if he was still living. Why? You had a lot you was doing and volunteering at the church. Here we go with this church again. Now, I don't know if he was connected with Herman Stacy's church, the Archbishop over at Shalom. But we know he was involved in somebody's church. What was all this community work when it came to your daughter? While you out servicing the community when your daughter was getting raped by Jarvis Butts and all the rest of the motherfucking kids and that he had access to, complete access to. This shit's sick. This shit is so sick. It wouldn't surprise me if Jarvis and Kenneth Mitchell was fucking around with each other. It wouldn't surprise me. Or thought about it. Clearly, Kenneth Mitchell said that Eric Gamble was about that homo life too. What I do know is most men that are into children, like I've said before, they don't have no limit to where they will go and where they will poke. They don't have no limit to what they will. They don't. Yeah, they did say Naziyah was a mistake. But even in that sense, lady chose to have her. Lady she didn't have to, she didn't have to have Naziyah. She chose to have her. So at that point, regardless if he wanted to be present or not, you chose to have the baby. So you are responsible for that child. Especially knowing that he didn't really want much to do with her. He claimed he put himself on child support. He even said Annette was a crazy motherfucker. He seen how Annette was. You still left your daughter over there though. So what do that make you? Even in your death. What does that make him? He was messing around with lady. It just happens all sad. Yeah. Hmm. I'm sure I ain't missed nothing. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I just don't know. So a lot of things that I'm saying, y'all really can go just look it up yourself. It's not hard to find. Okay, everything that I'm saying, it's not hard to find at all. Um, they said they didn't know that Jarvis was as old as he was over Shannon, and they didn't know about his record. That's the family said. Well, in particular, his SO record, that part of it. They didn't know how old he was over Shannon, and they didn't know about his interest in pedophilia. Hey, Angela, she became a member. Shout out to you. Welcome, detective. Okay. I don't spare anyone when it comes to true justice for children. I don't spare anyone's feelings, not even mine. I'm not. I throw even my own personal feelings out. All biasness, all of it, when it comes to dealing with the truth of a situation that's bothersome to me. So this ain't personal. It's spiritual. It's how I see it. And I do remember telling y'all the very people that we feel like is not involved in Naziyah's disappearance are very much so involved. Jarvis is the face of it. Not to say that he didn't do what he did. Not to say that he didn't have anything to do with her coming up missing. Because he absolutely did. But other people are indeed involved. Say your job or school should not be more important. Speaking up for the truth, especially for your blood. I bet she wouldn't shut up if it was her daughter or her son. Absolutely, Christian. None of that will matter to me. I could get another job. I can go to another school. I can, you know, essentially probably move if need be, whatever the case is. Nothing should be more important than protecting the children. It shouldn't. So I agree with that. I do. I just really hate that this happened like this to her. And she had no protection. She cried out for years. She wasn't necessarily believed. Naziyah wasn't, the other children wasn't. It was overlooked. It was swept under the rug. You know, they were silenced. All of those instances is what led us right here where we are with dealing with the Naziyah Harris case. All of those moments are what led us right here having this conversation, feeling away, wanting justice for Naziyah. All of that. They say Annette passed Vari his first blunt. They said they knew about the abuse, but not to this extent. It was said that Marquita's baby daddy, the one that supposedly tried to jump on Jarvis in the courtroom at the preliminary hearing, one of them days, that he was staying right next door to Annette for a while. So he knew about the abuse as well. Did nothing. They said that Annette claimed she had to move because of the relationship Naziyah was having with the autistic guy. And that was when it was said that Jarvis couldn't be around the children. Another thing that I'm thinking about that's coming to mind right now is they said that Annette isolated, Kiwana and Jernell said that Annette isolated them from the children around 2022, when they began to make police reports and things like that. If they had did them same actions 12 years ago, or at least Jernell and other family members, when they were aware, chances are Annette and Shannon would have isolated them years ago. So that is what makes me believe that they did not take any measures, any actions to make reports, file police reports, CPS reports, get Jarvis back criminalized, back into prison for being around children, because we know that Annette and Shannon would isolate anybody that's coming against the operation that they're running with this family, the incest that they got running rapid in this family, the pedophilia that they got running rapid in this family, the trafficking, and whatever else they got going on. They would have been isolated from Annette and Shannon. But that never came up. I've asked Jardell, were there any other reports filed between the year 2013 and 2021? Really, 2009 to 2021. I have not received a response. So don't come here trying to correct me about years and dates and who did what at this date. I want to know, prior to 2022, what reports was filed, what measures were taken to get Jarvis locked up and away from the environment where the children were indeed in Clinton Township and at Annette's house, on both houses on Bedford. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. And as active as you was with Annette and Shannon and Marquita and loved their children, and you was around their children, this could go for anybody in the Naziyah's family, okay? But these are things that y'all have said. So if it was that much love, it was that much concern over the years, what else was taking place to ensure the safety of the children? After knowing. You say, don't forget they had a month to dispose baby girl. Indeed, they did. You say, I keep thinking about Naziyah at the school on the floor crying for help. They didn't even help her. Right. That's another thing. Like, these mandated reporters. You work for the state of Michigan, that makes you a mandated reporter. You work for the state. These reports should have been made. Seems like Jarvis had everyone scared and under control. After hearing him speak on that jail call, I knew he was something for sure. Then Jarvis ain't shit. Jarvis ain't a fuck thing. If anybody was scared of fucking Jarvis, then they must have really had no real men in their families. Jarvis is a bitch. And that's how I know he deal with women who got low self-esteem that he can control. That he can manipulate. That's going to allow him to have access to children, on top of children, on top of children. If his lucky number 13, I don't put it past him that he met Annette and her children before they was 16. I don't put it past him that he met Shannon and Marquita before they was 16. Because it's lucky number 13, right? No way in hell Jarvis should have been in that Section 8 house that Jernell left for Shannon. His ass should have never been in that apartment complex, whatever the fuck, townhouse. He shouldn't have never been in that house. To begin with. Jarvis' sister Tijuana was in that same Clinton Township house because it's a picture of her holding Janiyah. She was there too. And y'all want to believe that, oh, she didn't know what was going on while he went to prison? Really? That was after 2005 when he got convicted. Make it make sense. I'll wait. Oh, okay. Right. It don't make sense. It's a fucking lie. The kids that Tijuana says she know of Jarvis's included 5 of Shannon's children. It included 5 of them. She said she was familiar with 8, 5 of them Shannon's. She also said she spoke to another one of Jarvis's baby mama and then called Shannon. And Shannon gave her the sheriff's number or the detective number for her to communicate with them so they won't tie her into this crime that her brother committed. She knew she knew she had to take action before they came and got her ass. They was going to come looking for her, and she knew that. She needed to go give a statement before they come and get one. You better. Because you know your brother ain't shit, wasn't never shit, and ain't going to be shit. That's why. But because you had the benefit of getting your car fixed for free, you dealt with the shit. That's what happened, Tijuana. And that's how I see it. Because when you said that he came, that you was there because my brother fixes my car for free, I'm going to wait. That's all it was for you in the beginning. It was motive. It was the motive for you. And you mean to tell me you was at Shannon's house in Clinton Township before she moved in with Annette in 2023 of October? That you never seen Naziyah? I don't like that. None of you motherfuckers is innocent. And I mean none. You got lawyers after in 2022. You got lawyers to go get the kids, and you wanted the kids to say that they were indeed. Now I'm talking about Kiwana and Jernell now, because this is what they said in their interview, that they went and got lawyers and that they were trying to get custody of the kids in 2022 after they found out about the party in February 2022. Lawyers should have been got when Jarvis' ass was still around them kids in that house that you left to Shannon for her to come up on and become a better person. That's what you said. Lawyers should have been obtained, retained, and took into court, done something, marched, protested. I wouldn't give a fuck what Shannon said. That's the most dumbest shit that I have heard yet. That Shannon said he got off. It's okay for him to be around kids because he ain't convicted no more, or whatever dumb shit that she said that you believed. You believe this. Left it alone. But throughout the years, as y'all was going out to eat going to the Fox Theater, going to Disneyland, traveling, going to Ohio, doing all this shit throughout the years. You never thought to call a lawyer then. You never thought to take this shit further then. It's too fucking late in 2022. It was too late. He had already cloaked himself onto the Harris family. You watched it happen because Jarvis was making breakfast in that motherfucking townhouse. He was already making breakfast with his drawers on. While Tijuana there holding baby Janiyah. With Shannon. He was already in the mix. In too deep. And to the family members of Naziyah that knew Shannon was 16 messing around with Jarvis, you are guilty too, motherfucker. Because that was before she gave birth to Janiyah. It looked like she was pregnant to me in 2009, 2008. Maybe she lost that baby, gave that baby up for adoption. Whatever the fuck happened, she ain't have it no more. There shouldn't have been a Jarvis around them. I wouldn't give a fuck what. Shannon wouldn't have moved her ass in no townhouse that I had in my name to keep it in the family. Your ass wouldn't have been in my townhouse fucking around with that pedo. Hell no. Knowing that he was going to be in there with Naziyah and Vari, and the rest of them kids. So this is what I mean when I say, when I start to think and I really start to break down the timelines, the years, the events that took place, the pictures tell a whole story. Thank you, Shannon. You thought you deleted a lot of shit, but you left a lot of shit for me to see, to figure out. Thank you. And I already screenshotted it, so it don't even fucking matter. You might as well leave it up. We already got it. And we got the evidence. So when we start to think about things, and we only going based off what y'all have said, that's it. I'm not making up shit. I have had conversations. I have heard conversations from your mouth. This ain't word of mouth. This from your mouth. All of y'all. No in particular person. No, Naziyah's family. Whoever spoke up and utilized these platforms to speak. And I wanted my platform to be just that. A platform for the truth to be spoken, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what my platform is for. And when I cannot fully support you, and I've allowed you to come on my platform and speak, I got a problem with that. I do. Because I don't stand for that bullshit. I tell no lies. I don't have shit to hide in my life. I will expose the fuck out my family, especially when it comes to me and my kids and any other kids in my family. Let me find out. But pedophilia, that shit don't fly in my family. My family dysfunctional, yeah. And I got hella uncles. And not nan one of them ever touch me. That's something that is not normal. Nobody finna be housing no pedo. You ain't finna be moving in my shit. If I know that you still, if I done told you, if I told my cousin, if I told my niece, if I told my sister, my daughter, whoever, that I know that you're dealing with a pedo, you give me some lame ass excuse and you still choose to deal with that motherfucker, you won't be moving in my house. Be homeless. You won't be I won't be leaving shit to you. Get gone. We ain't got nothing to do with each other. I'm not going to sit down and eat with you. I'm not going to pose in a picture with you. I'm not going to go enjoy Fox, Tyler Perry Fox plays. I ain't damn sure ain't traveling with your ass. I'm not dealing with you. Annette ass would have been cut off a long time ago. No, I'm not coming to your kid's celebration for shit. No. But see, this is the thing with toxic families. They think it's okay to do shit like that. It's never okay. No. I feel like I said, I feel played with. But I can't really feel like that 100% because I allowed the space. I allowed the space. I want you to be able to come to my platform and speak your truth. Your truth is the key word. Not a little truth. Not, oh, I'm going to just tell this and not tell that because it's going to make Annette look like this and it's going to expose more of my family's dark secret. No, the whole truth. Hey, Lisa McIntyre. She said, first time, glad to have you, boo. Say, not normal at all. No. Say, they knew what he was doing, SD. I'm with you. He said, the D, not stupid. They just is. Exactly. No, nobody's stupid. Some of us actually do listen and process. And it's a lot of information going on. It really is. You got Kenya, Roxy, you got Kiwana, Janelle, you got hella videos of Naziyah. You got them going on this podcast, this on TikTok, this video circulating. You got Mark D with all his bullshit going on with them. You got all of this shit and information that we got to try to retain and navigate the truth. Some of us actually take time out to do that. I feel a headache coming on. I don't get headaches. My crown chakra is under attack. Okay? Return to sender. Return to sender. Mm-hmm. I am divinely guided and protected at all times. The truth will be spoken through me. The truth is here. You're looking at it. Return to sender immediately. And it's now I feel less pressure here. It happens, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a spiritual war going on. They don't want the true speakers. This is how we're going to get real divine justice, law, and order that is in alignment with the universe. Okay? And universal laws. When us, the community, we start to speak up and we speak facts and we really start to investigate these cases, in particularly around our children, because they are sacrificing our children at a rapid rate. Our children are being unalived at a rapid rate. You think that's a coincidence? This is an energetic fucking war. They're siphoning our children's energy. And I don't care how crazy it sounds. I always tell y'all, the truth is stranger than the fiction and the lies. It's facts. They don't want this information to get out, but the truth exposes all forces of deception and lies. The truth tear down masks and illusions. So we must deal with the truth, regardless of who it may offend. I don't care if you're offended. I don't care if your feelings are hurt. I don't care if you get angry and want to fight. I don't care if you're punching the air. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't do this to be liked. I like me. I don't do this to be liked at all. Hell, I didn't even do this to attract as many people as I did over the past 2 months. I told y'all, I had like 100 and something followers 2 months ago on YouTube. I didn't do this because I was trying to attract. No, it just happened that way. And it wasn't a coincidence because I know how the frequency of truth works. I know how energy works. And I know how spirituality works. And I know who I am. And I know the power that I hold. I desire the truth for Naziyah. So I desire that. It desires me. Therefore, the truth will be exposed. Yes, we got puzzles to put together because it's a whole lot to go around. They got a whole lot going on. Yes. But I'm the one that will put the pieces together. Hence my name, Spiritual Detective. I mean that when I say I'm spiritual detective because I love to investigate shit. Always have. I've always been into true crime shit. I always wanted to understand the psychology around crime. I wanted to know why it happens. All of this is embedded in me. It's a part of who I am. I do this shit with ease. And anybody who is in alignment with the frequency of truth will be attracted to me. And those that are not either, that like to watch from the bushes and don't know what the fuck they want either. Y'all too. You're here for a reason. That's how I look at it. Aha. That's it, Batman. I see y'all in the chat two times. Shout out to you. Say, hey, y'all. Fuck 'em, sis. Yeah. Yep. You say exactly, Angela. You say they thought they were sacrificing that baby. Meanwhile, set off a movement. Indeed, they did. You can't kill energy. It just transforms. It transfers and transforms. That's it. That's it. Naziyah energy is working through me. And that's whether she's alive or unalive at this point. Because they don't know what the fuck she is. Kim Worthy telling one story and other people telling another one. Either way it go, I feel it. Energy don't lie. People do. And if I feel like there's some bullshit going on in these waters, oh, I got to deal with it. I got to talk about it. I got to bring awareness to it. I'm going to keep talking about it. Because where is Naziyah? Where's Naziyah? Jayla said, I was one of them 100 followers from the beginning. So y'all know I ain't lying. It was just a few of us. I remember my first stream. It was like 3 of us in that stream. I think I streamed for a few hours. It was like 3 hours long. It was like 3 of us in that stream. I got off that stream. It was almost 4,000 views. I was like, how? It was only 3 of us in the stream, but I wasn't used to streaming. I didn't know shit about going live, really. So it was just a few of us. And I appreciate y'all that's still here rocking and rolling with me. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Because y'all know what it is with me. I don't feel like I switched up. I feel like I've been me the whole time. I may have upgraded my scenery, but I'm still the same. And y'all know, when it comes to truth and it comes to justice and divine law and order, that's what I am about. I am about universal laws. Okay. I am totally against all forms of slavery, injustice, prejudiceness, all of that. Our children being unalive, trafficked, all of it. I don't agree with none of it. Naziyah's case stood out to me the most at that time because I was noticing the numbers around her case, the colors around her case, the symbolisms around her case. And when I heard Shannon say she knew Jarvis had a record and she still chose to pursue him, that was all I needed to hear to gas me all the way to now and beyond. I knew I had to dive deep. I knew I had to dive deep. Angela say, Kim Worthy, what you doing? What the fuck you doing? I think that's what you mean. You say nobody knew that somebody else allowed Shannon to stay there, Section 8 apartment. Why are you blowing people down like that? You say nobody knew. Who is this? No, if this is anybody that's trying to be under the disguise of any of Naziyah's family, nothing that I said was a lie, first of all. Jarnell said this in Community Actions interview. Now, if I need to pull it up, I will. I don't mind. But how else would I know? I took notes. I took notes from the interview. I ain't got no reason to lie on Jarnell. This is things that she said out of her mouth that I wrote down specifically from that interview. Not no shit that I was told behind the scenes. No, I wanted to deal with that interview in particular. So blowing people down, I don't have to blow nobody down. I'm blowing shit up, if you want to put it that way. You say, I've been here with you since the beginning of the case. I love her diary. She say she been here for the beginning too. She say, that is true. Glad you, I meant to say, hold on, diary. Glad you've been following me all this time. You ain't left. I know some people didn't left. You say, that is so true. Couldn't have been said any better. Don't come in here trying to check me about nothing that came out my mouth that I got specifically from the horse's mouth. Don't come in here. Don't come in my comments trying to check me either about nothing either. Because like I said, I got notes. You saying God knows, I appreciate that. It's nothing like someone coming with the truth. Purify those waters, SD. Absolutely. You say when SD was in her bathroom, yeah, it was cold. I was in the kitchen. I said, look, let me just sit down and y'all know why I did what I did? Because I knew that Mark D was going to take them videos down or make them not accessible to just everybody. You got to pay to be a part of his memberships in order to see those videos. So I said, let me stream this so I can go back and watch it myself. That was the reason that I did what I did. And I didn't expect as many people to see it. I really didn't. Because at the time, I think the most views I had on the video was probably like 1,200, something like that. I didn't expect it. Okay. You say if that baby was born, everybody was going down. So I believe they all three are guilty. Okay, Lisa. She say when Angela say when the stories on the stand got us. Mm-hmm. Bye, Denise. He say bye. He say it's the notes for me. I ain't making this up. You say yes, Mark D sneaky. He started moving funny after getting close to Roxy. He sure did. He sure did. Hey, Krisha. Say anyone that has been following the case that Section 8 was no secret. No, it wasn't. That's why I said, is this somebody from Naziyah's family in disguise or something? Like, y'all know damn well that's some shit Janelle said. I didn't say that. I didn't pull that shit out my ass. That wasn't no secret conversation I had either. She said a lot in that interview. Maybe y'all should really go back and watch it again. For the ones that maybe only watched it one time, maybe even twice, go back and watch it again if you have time, because it's so much information and so many dots connecting that you might miss a dot. You might miss something. Pay attention to what they say, how they say it, not just with them, all of the family that's connected to Naziyah. Pay attention to what they say, how they say it, their body language, and the tone, right? The tone and what they don't say. A lot of times people say things without saying it, and you just have to catch it. Say, so sit down. You just have to catch it. So I feel like I've said a lot. I feel like I got a lot of what I was thinking today off my chest. Lisa says, for Jarvis not to come in, he sure came in to make 5 babies. Can you imagine your niece carrying 5 babies? Your 5 baby daddy? Yeah, it's, and they also, Jarnell also said in that interview that if those babies was being touched, the same baby that was at the birthday party in 2022, years prior, it was another incident that happened that included that same little girl and the other kids, other girls, and it happened at Shannon's Section 8 housing apartment or townhouse. Janelle said if it happened there, then it happened at Annette's house. That's because Jarvis had more access to Annette's house than Annette wants to even admit. When Annette said, you supposed to be a part of this family, that told me everything that we already was insinuating and speculating, that she is okay with a known pedo being around her children and her grandchildren. That told her saying that he's a part of this family means that she accepted him and all of him. Family is a big word. I thought you were a part of this family. What she really was saying was, you know, I accept all of who you are. I know exactly what you is. Quit acting crazy like you don't know what's going on and like I don't know what you be doing. That's what I heard. So when I say listen to what's not being said, that's what I mean. Annette ain't never made a police report. Annette ain't never filed nothing with CPS. Annette ain't never tried to get Jarvis locked up. Annette ain't never protected her own damn kids. Makes me wonder, what the fuck was her mother about? What was Annette's mother about? Why they don't want to talk about Annette's mother? Who is Annette's baby daddy from when she was 11 years old? Janelle says she don't know. Kiwana said she didn't say whether she knew or not. I haven't heard Kenya say she knew who Annette's first baby daddy was either. I ain't heard Roxy touch on that. Why is Annette's mother being hidden from the public? Why? Why was it that Janelle's grandmother helped Annette get her child back? How close was all of these people? The fam, like, how close was they really? What is Annette's mother really about too? Like, I really wonder who was it that assaulted Annette? Who assaulted her at the age of 11? It wasn't Eric. I know a lot of people think that it's Eric. Eric is like 7 years younger than Annette. It wasn't Annette. It wasn't Eric. And they right in that same video of Annette talking about Jarvis supposed to be family. She definitely did commit a crime at that point, and they have the proof to prove it. We already knew she was committing perjury on the stand, but there's your proof. Jarvis was in the house and he's family. So you knew. We may see more charges coming to Annette and Shannon in particular. Why Marquita calling him Jarvista. They loved that fucking monster. They loved him. They loved what he did to the children. They loved the pipe he was laying. And I ain't talking about fixing on no houses like he was doing with Lady. They understand. Annette act like she never spoke to Jarvis. On the stand, Annette act like he rarely even came to the door. He waited outside in the car. She don't have nothing to do with him. Even her tone, her body language, how she said it, she made it seem like she, what? He ain't come in my house. What you talking about? That's how she said it. But you broke your big wide ass back to go get to Jarvis over there when he was standing there talking to Janiyah. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. You just run in and run out? I thought you supposed to be family. Adored him. I don't think Annette's mother is still alive. She faking the motherfucker. Fake. Fake ass bitch. Will want nothing to do with her. The people that she have around her worship the ground she walk on because they scared of her ass. But she worshiped the ground Jarvis walk on. She was okay with all of his fuckery. All of it. Say who assaulted Lady? Shit, now you throwing me off, Angela. I know a lady was allegedly assaulted when she was young, as a young girl. Eric Gamble also assaulted Lady, according to Kenneth Mitchell. And according to Naziyah's family, they said they were told that Lady also dated or had some sexual relationship with Jarvis. Annette had a sexual relationship with Jarvis, allegedly. Marquita did, and Shannon did. Keep it in the family. They are the epitome of that. I ain't playing dirty. She was moving like, excuse me, let me get on through. You say a typical old church going hypocrite. Them Bible thumpers, I'm trying to tell y'all. Them Bible thumpers, it's a cover up. They ain't got no God in them. No God at all. It's a cover up. It's a mask. So, nope. I just see it all. Everybody out on a. I'm just side eyeing everything now. Like, wait a minute. What's going on? What's really good? So yeah, Annette definitely loved that nigga Jarvis, man, and it's so sickening. It's so sickening. But when you look at her relationship or how it appeared to look when she was taking pictures with Eric on her page on Facebook, she looked extremely close, and that's her brother. She looked extremely close and comfortable, all up on his dick, all up on his private areas. His hand around her waist. I ain't never seen my uncles take pictures with my aunties like that. I ain't never seen the men in my family take pictures with women in the family like that. Say Evangelist fake line ass said Annette was strict, but all her kids got touched and released to older men with her blessings, even the boys. Sick. Say, why you think they love Jarvis so much? I don't understand it. I don't understand it either, Kaylin. I don't. I don't get it. And I probably never will. It ain't for us to get. It ain't for us to get. But what I do know is they're all sick. So I do know. Rosa daughter, I don't know what you saying. Please say I. What do you mean? Well, she's strict. No, she beat you. She literally beat the living daylights out of y'all. That's not strict. That's abuse. Look how she talked to her grandkids. And they don't say shit, but let's pray. That's abuse. Marquita Shannon and all of Annette's kids, y'all don't know what abuse is. Y'all have been severely traumatized that you don't even realize that your mother hates you. She hates everything about you. She put y'all right in the front lines to be abused by other men. She allowed y'all to sell your bodies and sell y'all children. She hates y'all. That's the truth of it. Annette hates her kids because her mama hated her enough to let her become pregnant under her care by probably one of her stepfathers or a man in the family. Her mother did nothing to protect her either. So she regurgitated that same toxic ass mentality and way of life onto her children because that's all she was shown. That's all she knew how to be, which is a monster. You say straight striking fear in her children and grandchildren. It's sad and sick. So many similarities between Annette and Dorothy. It sure is. And see, that's a whole nother situation we got to dive into too. I ain't been touching on Kimani Latigue's case in a while. I'm gonna have to get back on that. But what we do know is the energy reads the same. Annette and Dorothy has the same type of energy. We know that. Kimani didn't wind up unalived and treated the way that she was just for happenstance. Kawinky dink. Nah. They and Annette does use fear, the same shit that religion uses on their members to keep them in alignment and in control and under that spell, that God spell. It's a spell that they're under. They take that same mentality of religion and implement it into their families, take that same dictatorship, that authoritative mentality, use fear to keep the children in line, use abuse just like they say a master would a slave. No guidance. That's why she beat the hell out of her kids. That's why she talked to them kids like they ain't shit. That's why all of her kids been running away for 40 plus years. Annette, you've been a problem. And instead of you dealing with your own demons, you have now placed it on your children and your children's children. You have cursed your entire bloodline because you refuse to deal with your own goddamn demons. You have made it to where Naziyah has came up missing and possibly unalive, and you probably got something to do with it. You, your daughters, your family, whoever the fuck else, Jarvis, y'all all connected. The church probably hiding her some damn where. Roxy talking about digging up bones. Ain't no fucking telling what the hell y'all did with Naziyah. Ain't no telling. Allegedly, that's what's been said. You the reason that lady on drugs and can't control herself. You the reason Vari was probably getting touched. Your son Florentino got touched, and all of the damn kids in your care got touched and harmed, mistreated, abused, used up, sold. You the reason. And you get your lying ass on that stand and make it seem like you and Naziyah was so damn close and that she could come talk to you about anything. You sure about that? You the last person I'm sure she wanted to talk to. Y'all like to blame the kids and say the kids lying when they telling y'all they being touched. So I doubt if Naziyah ever felt comfortable coming to your black ass to tell you and that she being touched. No, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the fucking case. That's why they ran away, because they wasn't being seen. They wasn't being heard. They wasn't being protected. They wasn't being loved. They wasn't. It's not normal for kids to run away as teenagers. Y'all made that shit a normal thing. Oh yeah, they gonna run away. Oh yeah, I knew Naziyah was gonna run away. Oh yeah, I knew that. I knew Vari was gonna run away because all of Annette kids ran away. Oh, okay. Oh, I got abused under Annette's care too. Well, talk about it. I know what the kids was going through because I got abused. This is what things that I've heard for the family. I got abused in her house. I've experienced this in the next care. I was really close with Annette's kids. I've seen a lot. I've witnessed a lot. I've experienced some things. My this was going like a lot of things. A lot of things has been going on for years. Say so many black women believe that in that dry purse, wet cat mentality. As long as you got a cat, you should never be broke. And it's killing and destroying a lot of our young girls. It absolutely is. And you absolutely have a valid point. All they care about is money and men. That's all they care about. Fuck the kids. Fuck everything. Long as I got a man and some money, and I'm good. You can have the kids. I don't care. I ain't want them no way. How the fuck you had kids and don't love them? How the fuck you have kids and don't protect them? Choose a man over them. Not hear them when they're telling you they're being hurt, abused, mistreated. How? Say Naziyah couldn't even ask for sanitary pads. No, she couldn't. That tells a lot, and that speaks volumes about the dynamic and the environment that she was in. But my thing is, why she had to ask Jarvis? Why she didn't feel the need to ask no other woman in the family to get her some fucking pads? That was extremely close to the children. She didn't reach out to y'all and ask y'all for pads. I wonder why. How is it that y'all was isolated from Naziyah, but Jarvis had all the access in the world? Or she would sneak and text Jarvis, but she wouldn't sneak and text the other women in the family to help her, get her the things that she needed. She had to resort to Jarvis, who didn't give a fuck about her either, clearly. You say you think Jarvis was getting passed to make sure that she was coming on her period? Apparently not, because she definitely said that she had or you know what, he could have, maybe. But she made it seem like it was a last resort type thing. Like, I don't have any, they won't buy me none. Can you get me some? Right. So I don't know. It could have been. And if he buying Plan Bs, I don't think he cared too much whether she had her period or not. If she knew about a Plan B, right? And she thought that she could take another Plan B after being pregnant for several months, not even knowing it don't even work like that. And you can't tell me that they didn't know that Naziyah was pregnant. Was pregnant. You can't tell me that they didn't know that. Oh Lord. Mm-mm-mm. They didn't know that Naziyah was pregnant. Mm-mm-mm. I just think. I just think. And see, this will be the time where I feel like if the family wanted to speak or they have anything to say, this will be the time. This will be the time. I'm live. Certain questions can't get answered. I have yet to see anybody comment from Naziyah's family. You wanted my attention so bad, you got it now. Yet and I know they watch. This is the thing. I know they watch my content. This will be the time. Say she was a young girl. You was getting a check for her. Why didn't you have an allowance to go out and purchase her own items? Right. She was definitely old enough to hold a few dollars for herself and go get it if need be. But most women have a infinite amount of the necessities that we need when it comes to sanitary napkins, hygiene products. You have what you need. It shouldn't have never been a conversation for her to say, I don't have none. Can you get me some? It should already had been there. Well, she did mention that it was some pads, but it was some big pads for a big cooch. That's what she did say. So maybe they had some that she didn't want. I'm sure she expressed to them that she would like smaller sanitary napkins. Even either way, They didn't accommodate her needs. Say another baby gone, just like London was found today. A sad thing. Oh my goodness. I was looking at that. It's so horrible. You say we don't think they know she was bleeding. Remember, he busted cherry. They knew she was having S with him. As many pedos that they had around this baby, ain't no telling if Jarvis was even the first one to have access to Naziyah. To be honest, ain't no telling if the cousins was doing things together. Ain't no telling. And that girl, that baby London that you saying they found today, how did her family allow that to happen? Because it was said that she was dating an older guy, right? Too, right? It's just horrible. It's horrible. And I see that her father was active in her life. It appeared that he was active in her life, and her mother. How did it happen? I don't know. She had no business. Our children are not grown at 18. They're not. Think about it when you was 18 to the age you are now. And the things that you probably shouldn't have been exposed to or doing or trying to do. Or, talking to older people, whatever the case is. And then knowing that it was so many situations I think back on, like I had no business doing that. I could have been unalived. I could have been severely hurt. I was in places I should not have been. Never. A lot of that comes from the lack of family support and guidance as well. I know that to be a fact. You say they never bought that. Baby girl was not on her period yet. Mm. Mm. Well, with all this being said, y'all, let's stay woke. Let's keep questioning things. Let's continue to support the children. If you see something, say something. Justice for Naziyah. Justice for all of these babies. All of these operations will be exposed. I'm getting ready to get up off here. I see we got 144 in the chat. That equals 9. Shout out to the great mother, the divine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all morning, evening, night, whenever you catch this replay. Y'all definitely let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. Keep it cute. Okay. Keep it cute. I'm entitled to my opinion and my observation. Keep that in mind. I'm not going to try to convince you to think like me. And I don't want to convince you. You can't convince me to think like you either. Now, if we in alignment with our thoughts, then great minds think alike. But other than that, leave comments. Do the YouTube thing. You feeling the vibes, go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Say y'all enjoyed this. Yes, me too. I got to get up off here, though, because I'm going to be so sleepy in the next few hours. I got to get up, get the children ready. Y'all know how it go with me. You say her period came because of Jarvis. Naziyah never asked Annette for pads. Okay. Possibly. You said article read said London had been dating him for 3 or 4 years. So her family knew also. Another one we got to dive into. Another one we got to dive into. But now that I got that off my chest and I said it with my chest, feel how you feel. Okay. I'm going to just always keep it real. And that's just what it's going to be. That's what it's always going to be. I stand on what I say. I stand on how I feel. Okay. If anybody want to reach out to me, feel free to do that via email. I got a lot of questions, and I'm going to continue having questions till we get those questions answered. All right, y'all. I'm just looking at my notebook, make sure I ain't missed nothing. I don't think I did. And if I did, I'd probably make a community post about it. Community post, because it's definitely some more information that I have discovered that I haven't yet to say just yet. I'm waiting for more information in regards to this. But yeah, criminal behaviors and activities was all up and through this family. I will say that. I will say that a lot of our accusations, speculations, investigations are very much so accurate. We are not too far-fetched from the reality and the truth around specifically Naziyah Harris case and family dynamic. Okay, we deal with the truth. Say I'm a stick and stay. Say vice versa. Love and enjoy the truth. All right, y'all. Look, I got my look. And that's a wrap. I love this little thing. Why I got this like I'm the judge, y'all, on my desk. I got this little thing. I love it. But that's a wrap, y'all. Peace, love, light. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for to all my members, my mods, and everybody that be here sticking it out with me. Thank y'all. Good night, Krisha. Good night.